How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Noki, and you're here once again for another news with Noki. Today, we have so much to go over, including the most recent updates to Pokemon GO, official news coming out of Marvel, and some spicy rumors. And make sure you stick around until the end of today's video for today's top story, which is absolutely huge! And now, on to the news, where we begin today with Pokemon GO, which is actually receiving some brand new features for all of the stay-at-home measures for the COVID-19 pandemic that's been sweeping the world. Niantic, the developer of Pokemon GO, has actually announced that it will be updating the service to include some brand new capabilities for couch play, which will include features like GO's brand new Battle League and allow friends to participate in raids together from their homes. Not only that, but Niantic is actually hard at work to update their Adventure Sync mechanic and give players even more rewards for doing activities within their own homes. And they made mention of activities such as walking around your house cleaning up, or even running on your treadmill. Though of course there are definitely some concerns regarding privacy with services that are capable of doing such things. Now, Niantic has not completely removed the requirement to actually go out of your house in order to play their game, and the bulk of this game is still very much dependent on the fact that you have to go out of your house and travel throughout the streets of your town, as most public outdoor spaces are still very much open during this time of social closures, which definitely still promotes healthy outdoor exercise, fresh air, and sunlight, which are all very important in times like these. Though it is very important to note that in some areas of the world, there is a lot of travel restrictions in place in order to stem the spread of this disease. So make sure to check with all of your local regulations and guidelines before heading out to play. And now on to Marvel, where, as rumor would have it, Josh Brolin is actually being suspected to return to the MCU as Cable again. Rumors and speculation have been absolutely swirling over the possibility that Josh Brolin could be returning to his role as Cable in the upcoming Deadpool 3 that is still very much slated to join the MCU at some uncertain time in the future. Ever since it was announced that there would indeed be a Deadpool 3 coming at some point, fans have been very curious as to whether the character of Cable would return to the feature, and whether Josh Brolin himself would play the character, since he did play Thanos in the MCU already. However, Josh Brolin has been on the record many times in interviews stating that he absolutely loves the character of Cable and would not mind playing it once more on the big screen. Now, the Deadpool writers have stated and confirmed for us that the Marvel executives have been allowing them to stay in the R-rated sandbox that the first two Deadpool movies did take place in, which has led many people to speculate that Deadpool probably won't join the MCU cast for quite some time, probably after the Deadpool 3 movie comes out, and then eventually entering into some form of tie-in to another Marvel movie. Meaning that Cable could very well play a role in the third iteration of the franchise. However, it gets a little bit less likely as the franchise moves forward beyond that. I mean, obviously, Thanos is definitely out of the picture for at least the foreseeable future. They definitely want to give the spotlight over to one of the other major villains in the MCU for the time being, though there definitely are ways they could bring him back in the future, as we've already seen different versions of him from different timelines. So who's to say that another version of him won't make appearance at some point in the future of the MCU? However, I highly doubt that it would be this close to his appearance in the Infinity War and Endgame saga. So who knows really, maybe Brolin will be back on the big screen in the MCU sooner rather than later, or maybe it'll be a decade or so before we even see him again as an old man Thanos trying to right the wrongs of his younger self. Moving along, we have a story that's actually Marvel related, but not exactly Marvel centric, which is that Morbius has actually been postponed from its 2020 release to 2021. And on top of that, the Sony and Marvel project that was actually slated to come out after that has actually been taken off the schedule altogether. And like with many of the stories that I've been reporting on, and many of you have been hearing all across the news, this has been related to all of the world events that have been ongoing. And in my honest opinion, it it is unlikely that the Sony Marvel project will be outright canceled altogether. However, I'm sure both of these studios want to focus on their own individual project schedules before committing to anything working together. And finally, for today's top story, where there is an absolutely huge rumor going around that we will be receiving a 35th anniversary Mario Remastered collection. As part of a massive 35th anniversary celebration that Nintendo has supposedly planned, they will also apparently be releasing a number of old Mario titles back onto the Switch, completely remastered. Starting with 1997's Super Mario 64, 2002's Super Mario Sunshine, and 2007's Super Mario Galaxy. Along with that, there will apparently be some brand new titles making their way to the Switch in 2020 as well, including a brand new Paper Mario title and a deluxe version of the beloved 2013 Super Mario 3D World. And rumor has it that these plans are set to be unveiled alongside a brand new partnership with Universal. And this partnership will apparently incorporate the brand new Super Nintendo World theme park that's opening up in Japan this year or maybe next year with all of the events that are taking place, where visitors will actually be given wristbands that communicate to an app that's downloaded onto your smartphone, and thus the entire park becomes a living video game. And all of this is in conjunction with an apparent animated Super Mario movie, apparently already in its early stages of development and slotted for release sometime around 2022. As many of you may know, Nintendo already revealed a major partnership this year alongside LEGO. Sets that actually allowed their players to build real-life levels and compete and participate against one another, collecting coins and battling against enemies. So it isn't very hard to believe that all of these rumors regarding the 35th anniversary and this remastered collection could end up very well becoming true. Many people, including myself actually, have been speculating for quite some time that they would bring these old Mario classics over to the Switch and give them a remastered touch. I mean, honestly, it only makes sense, and it really was only a matter of time. Though that's gonna wrap it up for the news today. I thoroughly hope that you enjoyed this latest edition of the News with Noki. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of today's stories. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a max knuckle all over that like button. And subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't already to stay up to date on all of my daily content. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Professor Noki signing out once again for Noki Talks.